Okay, today we are going to use some alcohol-based markers, something like Copic. We're going to be using a different brand, but it's still all the same. These are some alcohol-based markers, and we are going to create a realistic ribbon using those markers, something like this right here. We're going to use probably red, a darker shade of red. This is red 10, this is red 9. We're going to use brown 11, and we are going to use the blender, which is what we use to lighten or to blend two colors. And we can do this more than one way. Alright, we are going to start out by doing which side first? Let me see. Okay, we're going to do this first, in the middle. And I see that I'm going to go ahead and do the dark part first. So I'm going to go ahead and do my darker red for the top. Then I have another piece of darker red. And we also have one underneath here. And off to this side. Then I'm going to come in here and using this tip always to make it blend, this tip right here. I'm going to do some lighter red here. And then, how do we make it blend in? We're going to go back where they're meeting, and we're going to take the dark, lighter red and put it on top of that darker red to make it blend. It is very important you do this while it's wet, and while it's wet, you can easily blend them in. We do the same right here. Make sure that the red, this lighter red, is going on top of that darker red to make it more of a color to change. Because when you apply colors on top of colors using these oil-based markers, then they will blend in better. Then we'll actually add some more red. Come down to the bottom. That's good. And then I'm going to take the blender and come in here. I want it to be, this is where I want it to be a lighter red, so then I'm going to take the red and go on top of that again. Then take the blender and go on top of that. Now, press now, making it look almost like a whitish tint. And then do the same at the bottom. And then on this side, because I already started out with that darker red, over here, hit that line, and then I'm going to go over some more, come to the very end, do the same thing. And to keep the colors from bleeding, you can do it multiple times and it will blend in better, or be more of a solid color. Now I'm going to come in here for this part of the ribbon and I'm going to do some more red. Then I'm going to go over where the red and the darker red are going to connect, and I'm going to really rub in over that spot to make it really blend. So again, when you apply layers on top of layers, you can create your own colors. So if you don't have the color you want, just take it while it's wet and just keep applying it on top of another color and you can get another color. Making it more blendable. And believe me, it looks a whole lot better in person than it do on this screen right now. Then I'm going to come back to where I want it to be a lighter tone and put the blender, which is a clear color, but it's going to making it light. Then take the red, go over that again. Then take the blender. And go over the part that you want to make it have a little whitish tint to it. Now I'm going to come down at the bottom. And I'm going to really do the dark brown. I'm going to do a brown for this part. Do it on both sides. You can also add that brown over here and under the ribbon right there. And I'm going to come in with some more brown over here. A little bit. So just like that. Then I'm going to take the darkish red color and go on top of it to make it blend in, especially where it meets. Then finish on the rest of the bottom of this one. I'll be going and finish the bottom of both of them. Both parts of this bow. And you just do the same thing up here. You apply your red. Try not to touch the dark parts. And then you are going to just add a little bit of dark on this side. You can do a little bit up here. And just take some red and go over where it meets to really make it blend in. And that's it for up here. I'm going to only touch where the light and dark red are going to meet. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and continue working on this ribbon. I see I'm going to use my darker. I have two different colors. I have a darker red and a lighter red. I'm going to see that I'm going to have a darker red near this side. And then I'm going to come out with that dark red. Then apply less pressure as I come out. And then take it out some more. But now I'm going to come back in with the regular red, and I'm going to really go on top of this end because I want it to make it a little bit lighter. And a little bit less pressure of the red going inside towards that darker red. And I'm going to take this red and paint the rest of it going across the half. And again, you must get it while it's wet, and you can really make it blend in more. Gonna come and leave a little bit white line in the middle of right now. I'm gonna do more red on this side. Some of this and go on top of the red. Part of the dark red should go on top of the regular red. Then I'm going to take this it's very important that you paint this and try to do multiple layers while it's wet, then it'll blend in more. And get a little bit lighter. Then come back in with the regular red on top of that. I'm gonna stay here. I'm not gonna take the very end on this side, and I'm not gonna go over here. It's gonna make it blend in between the lightness and the real dark, back and forth, making it blend more. And before I add some red, I'm gonna go in with the blender, making this white part real wet. Then come back in on top of that with the regular red. Then do it again. Repeatedly, layer upon layer. Now I'm gonna take this brown and really make it dark. I'm not using any black to make the dark bag, I'm gonna use a brown. Then go back in with the dark red to make it blend in more. So I'm going to top with the dark red on top of the brown. That's going to really make that blend in more. So I recommend you always put layers on top of layers to really get the color you want. So if I want to really show that dark line, then I will put one here and one here, and also definitely one underneath. Then go on top of it with the dark red again. So that is the main thing you're doing with this assignment. You are using these to do your... Start out with my regular red. So now that I have the light red and dark red, I'm going to now take the light red or the regular red, and I'm going to go over where they meet to really make them blend in. And I can take it further towards the darker red. Now I'm going to really focus in where they meet to really make them blend in. That's why you got to get it while it's wet. These are not bad markers. I mean, these are not Copic, the more expensive brand, but it still does a good job though. And again, if you're doing this, make sure you're using that thick paper. I mean, part of it is going through, even with this thick paper. That's why I recommend to have something underneath your paper. So this right here is just the multimedia paper. This is probably when I'm probably going to need to have that real thick watercolor paper or that Bristol paper. But still, the multimedia paper still is good enough for this assignment. And I'm going to finish this up. I'm just going to not finish it, but I'm just going to just show you how to finish up this section. I'm going to do red. And really where they meet is when I'm going to get the red on top of the dark red to make it blend in more. Again. So this is just a quick tutorial just to show you how you can use these alcohol-based markers to make your work look more realistic by having them blend in. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this, but just a quick tutorial of how you can use these alcohol-based markers to show light and dark values in your work. And you're mainly just using the blender, and you can use multiple colors. I use my dark red, my lighter red, and brown. And then you apply layers on top of layers to really make them blend in. So if I wanted to get if I take the red and dark red and put them on top of each other, then it's going to be a little bit lighter than the dark red. And a little bit darker than the regular red. So by you applying them multiple times on each other and stuff, it's going to make it blend in more and get a tone that's in between the two. And you can also use the blender to come in and show highlights. And also you can use things such as white coloring pencils or any white utensil that will allow you to come in and after it dries and add some whiteness on top of it. So this is it for this lesson. I'm going to go ahead and finish this. So have fun with this, practicing using the alcohol-based markers. And until next time, I'm out. I'm now going to finish this up, and I'm going to do the rest of this over here red, using the regular red or the lighter red color. Trying not to touch this too much. And again, where they meet, you want to go ahead and do multiple layers, that way it blend in better and be a more smooth color. And then where they meet, you're going to go back and forth, only where they meet. So you want to go back and forth to make it really blend in. So putting that lighter red on top of the darker red is going to make it blend in, make it a little bit lighter. It's very important if you're doing this, make sure you have some real good thick paper, because it's going to go through. But if it's wet, you can easily blend in the colors. I'm going to just add a little bit more. I lightly went over with that with the dark red, and now I'm going to do the lighter red on top of it, make it really blend in. Are there any shadows? It's a little bit outside of this, but you really can't see it, so I'm just going to leave it as is. It's just, you know, your Sonic, but I really want to show the more shadow on the top than I will. That's it. Another lesson down. Using these alcohol base markers, I did a Christmas style ribbon, just to show you how you can do your light and dark values and blend in with the alcohol base markers. I'm out. Enjoy the rest of your day.